Alright, what up, world? Payso here. On the audio, if it sounds a little hazy. Um, but yeah, shout out to 10 Deep first and foremost. 10 Deep, 10 Deep hat, 10 Deep shirt, black owned clothing line based out of New York City. Check it out. It's pretty dope. Support black business. I always do. You should too. Alright, so this one here's a pretty somber video, something I really ain't want to talk about because I like to leave street shit in the streets. But I feel like one, this is a teachable moment, and two, is something a few people asked me to speak on. So let's do it. First of all, condolences to the family and friends of Pop Smoke. Sad time for the city. I feel like the city's really hurt behind this one. You got a young kid out here. Doing his thing, survive the streets to make it. You know, coming from the streets, especially the streets of Brooklyn, it's really hard to make it. I don't think people truly understand like how much energy, effort, and work it takes to make it. But he did just that, just to be gunned down in Los Angeles. Um, One, what I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna be very harsh about, but the truth needs to be told. Pretty much everything you hear so far has been speculation. 95% of what you have seen or heard is pure speculation. One, most of the people talking don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and two, most people talking weren't there. So everybody's just trying to put two and two together and coming up with five. So don't run with none of the internet detectives. And honestly, people just need to put that same energy into their own personal life. It's like, these stories come about, and everybody wants to get on these phones and put their fingers to the phone and try to, you know, play Doctor Sleuth all of a sudden. I mean, Detective Sleuth all of a sudden, act like they know what the fuck they're talking about when they really don't. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I want to say. Um, I do feel like uh, I'm gonna word this correctly, man. I do feel like he could have been moving better out there. I'm not gonna go as far as to say he was caught slipping, um, but I do feel like he could have. You got to take certain, like, once you get to a certain position in life, you got to understand what comes with that. Mind you, he's young. He's 20. A lot of these young kids, sad to say, are just dumb and they don't have no guidance. They don't have nobody pulling them by their coattails and say, yo, listen, this is how you move, young boy. Let me tighten up, youngin. Like, really don't really be having that, And I'm pretty sure at the point of his demise, most of the people around him were just around him just to get a couple of dollars off him. To be honest, that's just how the industry game goes. Like, nobody really cares about your safety or your well-being. Like, when you hot, everybody just wants to get next to the flame. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? So, that was, if I was his man, I definitely would have told him, like, yo, fan, you're not gonna be in no rental out in the middle of the sticks, with no real security, no real muscle with you, nobody really there to hold you down the way you're supposed to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just not how you move, especially in LA. Like, there's protocol in LA. Like, especially when it comes to like the rap game and all of that stuff. There's protocol in LA. And that's just, like I said, I'm just gonna leave that at that because that's just street shit. If you know, you know. You don't, you don't. But that's just what it is when it comes to that. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to move according to that protocol. It's not so much about checking in. I think a lot of people get that shit twisted. It ain't about checking in. It's about being patched in and knowing to know. And like I said, that street shit, I'm gonna leave that there. You can figure that out, then you figure that out. But he definitely should have been moving a little bit better. Like that. That's no excuse like for anything because nobody has the right to come and take your life. Period. No matter what the fuck you're doing. So I'm not blaming him for his own death at all. You know what I'm saying? Um, Sometimes it's just you gotta watch the position you put yourself in, and you gotta think worst case scenario. Like honestly, like you on the internet, you and your man, y'all on the internet, y'all flashing wads of money, jewelry, clothes, all of that stuff. The wolves is out, man. You force meat in front of the wolves, in front of the lions, they're gonna want to come and feast. That's just what it is. We've seen this story before. It's nothing new, yo. It's just tragic that it's still happening, and it's tragic that lessons haven't been learned at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen the rapper gets killed headline before, so that's on that end. Where it hurts for me is the fact that he had such a promising future, man. I'm not just saying this now that he's dead. First time I heard "Welcome to the Party," I was like, "Yo, this is it." First time I heard it, I'm talking about 15 seconds into the record, I was like, yeah, this is a go right here. I knew this kid had something because it was just so left in terms of just what we had today. It was just so unique, so much all his own. He had a very unique voice. The ad libs, just everything about the record was just like this kid got it. And then once he got going, he used the formula that I tend to tell artists to use. Once you get a hit record, keep putting out music. I think the biggest mistake a lot of artists make that when they get a hit record is they try to ride the wave of that one record until it dies, and then they don't have nothing behind it. I.e., you see what happened with Designer. He rode the wave of that one record, and that was it. And Pop Smoke did what I tended to, advise: keep putting out music, just put out music, put out music. He put out Meet the Woo shortly after Welcome to the Party took off, and then he caught another one with Dior, and he definitely had the right people in the industry championing him. Like definitely, he had so many industry insiders that was on his team and wanted to see him win and was willing to do whatever it took to make it possible for him to win. And from what I hear, he was a likable guy. I mean, I met him a couple of times in passing. I ain't know him, but from what I hear, he was just such a likable guy in terms of just industry presence. And one thing I also liked about him was the fact that he knew how to market himself. He just didn't want to just be the typical street guy. As you can see, he was doing shit in overseas in Paris and in Fashion Week, and he had Mike and Mary, Virgil, Don C, um, um, Bari from ASAP. A lot of industry big wigs was fucking with him. You know what I mean? He definitely had the right tools in place for him to really take off. And just to see that get cut so short and so early. I mean, his run was very brief. I mean, Welcome to the Party was about 6 months ago, maybe 8 the month. I'm talking about when it took off. Probably 6 months ago, maybe 8 the most at this point. It wasn't that long. So just to see a kid that had such a bright future ahead of him cut short so early at 20 years old, it's fucking sad, to be honest with you. But hope his death doesn't go in vain. Hope, like I said, the next wave of new artists coming up, especially coming from Brooklyn, really learn from it and learn how to move better. Um, your life changes, you got to change with your life. Biggest mistake you can make is get into a life changing situation but trying to do the same thing. It is what it is. Once you elevate, everything has to elevate with you. So that's just my thoughts on it, man. I don't want to ramble on. Once again, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Shout out to Canarsie. Sincerest condolences to his friends and family. Honestly, I'm sure this was not in the stars for him. So, all right. Well, that's my 2 cents nobody asked for. Catch you on the next one.